What do, guys? It's Luke at Luke's Affordable Paint Service coming at you with another quick and easy build, okay? Now, what I'm going to show you how to build is woods or trees, but the modular ones, you know, like the Citadel Woods, so when you move your troops up to it, if they're in the way, you can take the trees off. That's what I'm going to show you how to make, okay? Now, this, it doesn't require any form of tools or anything. You just need to make yourself quite a sturdy base, okay? I'm going to be using 3mm MDF that I've cut and beveled. Best thing about MDF, if you haven't got any sort of cutting tools, it cuts with a Stanley, alright? So get yourself something strong. You don't want to be using card for this because you'll end up, when you pull the trees out, you'll end up pulling the bottom of your base off and things like that. So you don't want to be basing this on cardboard and stuff. You want to do this on MDF, guys, alright? So, or plastic if you've got any, okay? So I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you how we're going to do this, okay? Because I mean, for I think about 20 quid, we can make quite a lot of these, okay, guys? So, catch you in a bit. Right, guys, so once you've got your base done and you've got it all beveled round, how to bevel, if you don't know how to bevel, it's just simple. You get your knife, see if I can show you very quickly on a part. You just literally just drag it through like that and you just take the edge off, okay? And it's very simple. I mean, this blade's blunt because I've done hundreds of bases today, but you just literally drag it through, okay? Now, the trees we're going to use, I'm going to be using them, okay? These are tree armatures from Woodland Senics. You get 28 for about 14 quid, all right? They're a good size. The big ones are about 12 centimetres. So for like, they do all sorts of different trees and things like that. And you might be thinking, they look a bit boring, as in they're a bit flat and 2D. But all you've got to do, guys, is the twist and bend like a wire tree. Now, you could make your own wire tree armatures if you wished, but I'm not going to do that. Because one, I've had to go up making wire trees, and they do look great. I must admit, wire trees look awesome. But they take far too long for my liking, okay? I ain't got time to do that many, especially for how many I need to build for event. So something like this, especially for like half-dead trees and stuff, these are great. You can flock them up, and they do all sorts of different trees as well. So all you've got to do is bend a few up. So what I'll do is I'll get the other two bent and twisted like that, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Catch you in a sec, guys. Right, so once you've got them bent out and how you want them to sort of look, that can change. You can move them as you want, but you're just getting out, you're trying to space them out so you can find the spacing of how you want them, whether you want more than 3 or... But the best thing with trees, it's either one on its own or in groups of 3, I find, because 4 looks weird, 5 looks alright. It's just really, like, odd numbers is always best with trees, I find, okay? So just find the space that you sort of want them, okay? And then just pop them off the bases, okay? You've got an idea of where they need to be. So they don't need to go on the tree bases till you paint them next, okay? Now, just get yourself a dab of super glue, like that, and just place them where you want them, like that. I've run out of cheap super glue, so I've had to go to the shop and buy some good stuff, which I'm really annoyed about. Like that. And then next up, guys, you need to get yourself some DAS. Okay, DAS is an air moulding clay. You could do this with filler, but I find DAS is just a little bit better, especially with it being a clay. It's a, you know, it's a lot more easier to use than just spreading messy filler everywhere. All right, literally, guys, with this, roll it into like little sausages. This is a bit damp because I've been using it for other stuff, but yours will be more a lot drier. Okay, and what you're doing, guys, is you're literally putting it near the bases like that, and then just dragging it down and away. Okay, try not to get any in the hole, because obviously you want to keep that free at all times, especially when you come to gritting it and sanding it and everything. Okay, what this does is it hides the base, and secondly, it adds a bit more protection to that base. So if you're pulling the tree out all the time, it's like a protective layer holding that down to the base. Okay, Now, if you want at this point, you could draw some like tree roots and everything in these, but it's entirely up to you that. Okay, so what I like to do when it's like this, guys, and you've got it all on there, spin it around so you can see a little bit better, is I put some water on my finger, and the water just stops it sticking to you. It just means you can smooth it out right nice and get it away from the tree hump. Okay, I mean obviously it is an earth texture that you're going for, guys, so you don't have to be perfect for that, but if you try and get it as neat as you can. Okay, just get that out of the hole like that, and just smooth it out like that. Okay, right, next up I'll get the other two done like that, exactly the same, and then I'll show you how we're going to add some details, guys. Catch you in a sec. Right, next up, guys, get yourself a couple of tree roots. All right, now we're just adding a few details with the tree roots. Okay, now I'm just putting a bit of dust down like that. Okay, so it's just something to stick the roots into. So what I'll do is I'll lay that one across there like that. It acts as like root systems, or if there's like an old fallen tree. Okay, I'm putting a bit of the earth, a bit of the dust look over the top of the tree like that. Just pinch it up, and then we'll smooth it in with some water in a sec. Like that. One, it helps hold it in place, and two, it just looks like it's been there a while. Okay, get some different size ones and everything else. Now, any ones that you're going to be sticking down to the wood, I do advise putting a tiny bit of super glue on the bits that contact with the floor. Okay, like that, and just hold that in place till it sets. Like that. And then I've also got some really small ones. Now the really small ones are just so we can have them sticking out at ground a bit. Also you can press them into the floor like that, so when you pour sand over you've got like a little lump and bump where the roots are. Just makes a difference. Like that. Okay, so just think about where you're putting it. It's a good life lesson as well. And then just add a few more little twigs here and there where you want them. Okay, and then that should be enough for what I need. Because obviously there's going to be people moving full troop trays and stuff over this, so I don't want to go too over the top. Right, so once they're in place, guys, and you're happy with the position, just make sure the glue and everything has got time to dry. And then your next step after that, guys, so once you've got it looking how you want, like that, your next step is adding sand. Okay, so literally just paint PVA glue over it, pour sand all over where you want the earth texture to be. It doesn't matter if it's 100% perfect or not, don't worry about it. Okay, and then literally wait for it to dry overnight with the PVA glue and everything on, and then you get to painting. Which, if you want to know how to paint arid terrain, or if you want to see how I paint earth and stuff like that, just watch my other videos on hills and stuff, guys. I'm not going to take you through how to paint this as well, because I've got loads of painting, because it's literally just painting earth. Painting the trees are in the tree obstacle. So if you look at the obstacles terrain video that I've got, more or less do exactly the same as that on this, and you'll get the same end product, guys. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll show you one of them finished that I've done at the end of this vid, and that's literally how you make little forest, you know, modular tree bases. So guys, catch you in a sec. Right guys, so once you've added all your grass and your phlox and everything else and painted your trees, this is what you're left with. All right, you could put some flock on the trees if you want, but like I said, this is part of my aridy dusty town sort of terrain, so I'm not going to bother with these. Plus it's going to be the thing where people take the trees out all the time and pull the flock off, which I don't really want to be replacing that after every tournament. So I'm leaving them off. They represent like a forest or an old forest very well, and you saw how quick and easy that was. And like I said, guys, best thing about these trees, cheap as chips. I mean, 28 of them for 14 quid. I'm going to make loads. So for woods and things like that, for like woods and grasslands, I'm going to make some pine trees like this. Okay, some big ass trees like that for the forest places, which that'll be another tutorial on how to make trees like this. Okay, guys. So I'll flip the camera around and we'll finish this video. Catch you in a second. Right, guys, so that's forest bases, tree bases. Like I said, guys, if you really wanted to, you could put one of these on like a single, like 60mm base, beveled it like a round edge, for example, and bevel it and have like individual trees everywhere if you're more into your skirmish type games. Whereas if this were going to be a bit too big, you could do it on single bases, guys. Possibilities are endless. That's one thing that really put me off buying the Citadel Woods. One, because they're 18 quid, and two, you know, they are a bit big. Whereas with this, I've got complete flexibility of building my own. But 14 quid for 28 trees, guys. All right, you can, what, 8 and 9 forests you could build for, say you bought some DAS and some trees. We've all got flock, we've all got paint, we've all got sand, we all can dig some twigs up. You know what I mean? PVA. If you've got all that already, your DAS and your trees, so for 19 quid, sorry, 18 quid, so the price of one Citadel Wood, you can build 9. Do you know what I mean? So this is how you do it. I like it. They can make the trees come out. They're a lot sturdier than using the really fat, you know, the little cheap trees you get from China. They just look a lot nicer. So I'll put the links below to them trees. It's just woodland senics, guys. They've been around for years. They're just train stuff, and they're the 00 scale, I think, or HO scale. The largest trees I do, the 12 centimeters anyway. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe, share, and all that crap. All right, guys. If you want to chat to me personally, got any questions, you can always put in the comments below, or you can find me on Luke's APS hangouts and discussions, and that way you can chat to me. And there's loads of guys on there that are really clued up as well. So if you're trying to save a few quid here and there, and you want a hand, there's more than enough people to help you through it, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you again for the next one. See you in a bit.